Shabbat Shalom to First Yahudin Messianic Temple. This is your servant, Maria Simpson. This is his servant, Maria Simpson. Once again, we are here together on this beautiful day that he has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. And every day we have to be glad that he gives us a day. He gives us life. We breathe. We can see. We can hear. We can walk. And most of all, that we had the mind of Yeshua. Today I am going to go right into the teaching because it's very profound. And like I told you last week, when I bring these teachings, it's only for a short time here with those looking either in Facebook or YouTube. But then as we stop, we continue, and then I go deeper, and then I show flip charts exactly at what I'm going to be bringing today. And the reason I don't do this in Facebook is because it is it's so profound that the ones that are here are going to they'll be asking questions and comments, and it's very, very, very deep. So with that in mind, the teaching today is called DIA, Divine Intelligence Authority. I'm going to know a little bit about the intelligence of the Most High and where we stand and what's going on. So anyway, let me first clarify a little bit and talk about a little bit. And there's a question that my husband brought up this morning, and I'm going to bring it up in a little bit, and it's called Thinking Right Provokes Acting Right. So in a little bit I'll talk about that. So to start with, what are the riches of his wisdom and knowledge of Elohim, or God? How unsearchable are his judgments, his untraceable ways? Who has known the mind of the Most High? Or who has been his counselor? In other words, who has taught the Creator how to think, what to say? Who has given him wisdom? Who has given understanding? Who has first given unto Elohim, or God, how God or Elohim or Yahweh should repay him? Can anyone teach knowledge to the Creator, since he judges those on high? Who has directed the Spirit of Yahweh, or informed him of his counselors, as his counselor? Who has known, who has known the intelligence, the mind of the Creator, as to instruct him? But we have the mind of Messiah, and I'll speak on this a little bit further on. Have you heard the secrets of the Creator, of God? Who can hold wisdom from him? Elohim, or behold, Elohim is exalted by his power. Now, who teaches like him? Who has directed the Spirit of Yahweh? And who has taught him? Now, we hear today many times, we hear some say that the universe will give you whatever you want. Well, to a certain point I believe that, but really, who created the universe, and who placed that in the universe that when you ask, how can you ask a universe when the universe really is the creation? What really should be asking is the creator. He created the universe full of information. Now, where do we hear information from? Most likely, most of the time, it's in school, through a teacher. This is why in Yeshua's time, they called him rabbi. The word rabbi in Hebrew means teacher. And who did he taught? He didn't taught everybody. He taught his disciples. He taught his disciples because his disciples or students, he taught them what it was about life, about the word. Now, in order for us to learn and to become students and to become disciples of the word, disciples of life, we have to be teachable. We need to be teachable. Now, one of the ministries, there was fivefold ministry. One of the ministries is a teacher. I teach the depthness of the Bible. There's a hunger and there's a thirst for me to teach. Not everybody can teach. Not everybody can be a pastor. Not everybody can, literally, not even everybody can be a mother or a father. You can have children, but not everybody's a mother or father. Okay. The intelligence of the Creator is a mystery. It's a secret that He does not reveal to everybody. Yeshua said to His disciples, to you it has been given to know the secret, the mystery of the kingdom of Elohim. Now, what is His kingdom and where is it? His kingdom is in heaven. But His kingdom, He is the king of the whole universe. Okay? His kingdom is an eternal kingdom because that kingdom is called intelligence. He is the king of all the universe. And who has the intelligence of the Most High? Who? Well, Maria, not everybody, I don't think anybody because, well, are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Are you seeking? Because the word says, seek and you shall find. Knock and it shall be open unto you. For he that seeks will find, and he that knocks on the door will be open. It all depends on really what is it that you want to learn. What is it that you want? How far do you want to go in the intelligence and knowing about life in general? How? See, this is where when I'm finished with you, then we leave. And then what happens, I continue and I show you. I'll show a diagram, a picture, exactly what I'm talking about. Now, what is divine intelligent authority? Today we're going to learn 7 types of intelligence and their characteristics. There are 7 types of intelligence and their characteristics. Number 1, now these are 7 types of people, okay? How we think. Number 1 is called the linguistics intelligence. These are people in their minds that they have a very strong awareness and an ability and easily to understand the viewpoints of others. The left side of the brain is associated with linguistic intelligence. Linguistics come to about learning different languages. Number 2, this is the type of mind, it's called logic intelligence. This is somebody that has quick insights, and what they do, they solve problems. They divide problems to smaller tasks. This intelligent profiles is usually well organized and disciplined. This is the right side of the brain. Now, the third one is called and I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, kinesthetics intelligence. The kinesthetic in person, the way they think, they are very emotionally sensitive and can get easily hurt. Normally, these are the Olympic, these are the kinesthetics are the ones, the Olympic and high performance athletes. The fourth one is called spatial intelligence. This is the one, the 3D, 2D. These are the professionals in gaming, architecture, multimedia, aerospace, normally displayed by high level of spatial intelligence. Number 5, the musical intelligence. These are people that have a very high absolute pitch of sound. 6, the interpersonal intelligence. This group are practical people which create a sense of responsibility. These people have a power to give influence. And number 7 is the intrapersonal intelligence. Now, this is the one that is very few and is rare. These are the ones that are deeply connected with themselves. Among the 7 types of intelligence, intrapersonal intelligence and consider the rarest. Why is that? Because the 7th one are the ones that are not connected. In other words, they let go of their ego. They let go of hate, they let go of natural things that normally a man, and I mean I'm talking about mankind, they let go of what the worldly things are. And I'll talk to this about a little bit. Now, what is divine intelligence? What is it? And what do we understand about it? Today you will find out if the Creator has spoken to you about your spiritual path and purpose in life. Have no fear. I will explain things as simple as possible so that you can begin to understand why we were put on this earth, no matter what religion or background you are from. In other words, the DIA, Divine Intelligence Authority, most humans only use a small fraction of their total brain power. Intelligence has been defined in many ways, including the capacity of logic, understanding, self-awareness, learning, emotional knowledge, reasoning, planning, creativity, critical thinking, and problem solving. Now, according to science, the most complex part in our bodies is our minds. Shabbat shalom. In our bodies is our minds. Scientists to this day they're still studying the mind so profoundly because there's power in the mind, in our intellect. And it all depends what part of your mind, because our minds, the way I can describe it is our minds, it works in layers. You got the conscious, and you got the subconscious, and then you got the unconscious. So it works in layers, depending on what mode of the layer that you're thinking of. That's exactly what it is. So now, the Creator has given us the greatest and most ultimate power by giving us the capacity to decide whether we will succeed or fail in life. Now, I know that a lot of you are going through things in life that you have no understanding of why. Or maybe you have gone through this. Life may throw challenges and pain your way. But no one else in the universe, not even God himself, Elohim, Yahweh, has the power to decide whether you will achieve your goals and dreams. Only he leaves that up to you. You already have lived your entire life before the day you were born. All of the events, faces, and emotions you experience were planned by a higher divine being. However, your success or failure is not predetermined prior to your birth. That is always left up to you and the choices you make in your life. Wow. If you can analyze the cycles of what it means in your own life, you possess knowledge of divine intelligence and understanding of the Creator and what it is given unto you. Originally, what have seemed as a curse will become a blessing through further understanding of why you have gone through what you have gone through. Even though I go through the valley of shadow of death, I will fear no evil. I am going to teach you today what many don't want to teach you or want you to know. Now, before I go here, let me tell you what the question that my husband asked me this morning. The question that he asked me in Spanish was, el pensar bien provoca actuar bien. In English, it means thinking right provokes acting right. Now, because he read this somewhere that somebody posted or something. How do you know what you are thinking is right? From what layer of your mind are you thinking this? And then it provokes acting right. How do you know what you're thinking is right? And then your thinking will cause you to act right. Now, what is acting right? What is thinking right? Because what is thinking right for one person is not thinking right for another. Do you all agree with me? So thinking means, where is your intelligence? Where are you getting your information from? How high is the heaven? How profound is the ocean? When will the earth say to the dead, I don't want you no more? How profound is wisdom? Please go with me to the book of Philippians chapter 2. Now, we're going to dissect this. And we need to understand what Paul is talking about here. I am not here to promote, literally, and I really mean this when I'm saying this. I am not here to promote any religion. I am here to talk about the truth. And that's it. The truth is the truth, and it's the only one that will make us free. And the only place that we are captivated when we are in some form of yoke is in our mind. Nowhere else. It's in our mind. Whatever the mind conceives, it will believe. So let me take you on the scripture and let me tell you why I love the scriptures, because it is the #1 best-selling book out of all the books that exist. 4 or 6 billion copies were sold last year. Every year is the #1 book. How is that? Because this is called the higher intelligence, the higher power, the enlightenment, the truth. Philippians chapter 2.
Amen.
Now this is Paul speaking, verse number 2. Fulfill you my joy, that you be like-minded, having the same love, being in one accord and of one mind. Let nothing be done through strife and vainglory, in other words, with pride, but in lowliness of mind. Lowliness of mind means a humble mind. Let each esteem one another to better themselves. Look not at every man at his own thing, but every man also in the things of others. Now this is Paul speaking. Look at what he says. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Mashiach or Messiah, Yeshua. What is Paul speaking here about? What mind is he talking about? He's talking beyond the mind of the Messiah. He's talking about the mind of the Father, of the Creator. Let me repeat that again. In verse number 5. Let this mind that's in Paul, he's talking here, be in you, which was also in Messiah Yeshua, who being in the form of Elohim. How was he in the form of Elohim? He was in the form of Elohim in the mind. Yeah. He brought heaven to earth. Thought it not robbery to be equal with God. Yeshua thought, it says, I am not equal like God. Just like the good Samaritan when he came, or the Samaritan when he came, the young man that he came, and he says, good master, what should I do to inherit eternal life? And Yeshua said, why do you call me good? There's only one good. That is my Father that is in heaven. Now, one more. Verse 7. But made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of man. Okay. Now, let this mind be in you. Now, I'm really going to take my time on this, because the way you think, or the way we think, it all depends on what layers of your mind are you thinking from. Please go with me to John 1:1. John 1:1. Okay? Now, this is now, the Bible is considered the intelligence of the Creator. To you, it has been given to know the secrets of the kingdom of Elohim. To you means disciples and those that are one that actually submit to be teachable. If you are teachable, you will learn something today. If you're not, that's okay. I excuse you. You can leave. But look at what it says in John chapter 1, verse number 1. In the beginning was the Word. And the Word was with Elohim, and the Word was Elohim. I am going to change that, because when that Word was in the beginning, what was coming out of his mouth came from his mind. In the beginning was the mind, and the mind was with Elohim, and the mind was Elohim. The same was in the beginning with Elohim. All things were made by him, and without him was anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light, which is his intelligence, shine in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. Now, 2 Corinthians 4:4. 2 Corinthians. Oh, man. Now, look at what it says in 2 Corinthians 4:4. His intelligence is hid from those that don't want it and are in darkness, in whom the God of this world has blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light or the intelligence of the glorious truth or gospel of Messiah, who is the image of Elohim, should shine upon them. Right there, 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 14. But their minds were blinded, for until this day remaineth the same veil untaken away in the reading of the Old Testament, which veil is done away in Messiah. Now, let this mind be in you, said Paul. The mind has 3 layers. Number 1 layer is called the conscious mind. Number 2 is called the subconscious mind. And then we have the unconscious mind. Okay. The conscious mind is the one we're using right now. This is the one that we have our logic and beliefs and we plan, and it's our educated mind, it's our superficial ideas, it's our negative self-talk, it's the self-esteem, whether it's positive or negative, it's the willpower. This is the critical thought. This is the one that creates habits. This is the stress source. This is our personality. In other words, this is our short-term memory. So what is the subconscious? The subconscious mind is our insights. This is the one that is programmed by our thoughts 24/7. This is our true genius. This is the one that needs to be dug out. All thoughts, feelings, experience stored here. Change your thoughts. This is where we change our thoughts. This is where we change our life. This is where we do prayer and meditation. This one knows the path to success, finds your life's passion. This is, sort of speaking, is your higher self. This is your higher intelligence. This is the life solution, your intuition. This is your inner peace, your gut feelings, your self-healing. This is incredibly powerful. This is where we change dramatically our life. This is where it tells us to relax. This is discovering our deepest passion. This is what discovered. This is where our true desire and passion of life is. This requires prayer, meditation, is used in power, true desire, intensive, and stress-free. Now, so what about The unconscious mind. What is that? What is the unconscious mind? Get ready for this. Very, very, very profound. The unconscious mind is the core of your true self. Your unconscious mind is your spiritual connection with the Creator. When your unconscious mind is not working properly, you don't read the Bible. You don't go into prayer. Some people don't meditate, and I'll explain that in a little bit. You're not connected with your spiritual source. And that is your unconscious mind. It's not that it's blank. No. It's not that. This is your true self. But in order for you to get to your unconscious mind, which is your true self, you gotta go beyond your conscious, beyond your subconscious, and then you got to go to the core of who you are. And this is where the Most High said in the beginning, let us make man in our image and our likeness. Because we do not look like the Creator. We think like Him. We reason like Him. We love like Him. We have joy like Him. That is the image and likeness that He has made us. This is why when the first time we are born, we go through life seeking something that we don't even know what it is. We go through problems. Sometimes we go through abuse. We go through things because we're going through something that we don't even know what it is.
House kitchen.
But we find this when we come after the age of 50 or 40 or 40 or 50. Our minds begins to expand. And then we start reasoning and we start saying, okay, this is right, this is not right, what's going on? I was raised this way. And I'm going to explain to you right now what I'm talking about. I am not here against any religion. I am not here against anybody, please. I'm just going to tell you my story. I was raised Catholic. I learned a lot of things from the religion of Catholic. But something was missing in my life. So I went into born-again Christianity. I learned a lot in born-again Christianity. But something was missing in my life. I went into Messianic, Hebrews Messianic, and I learned more than a lot in Messianics. But there was something missing in my life. I stopped searching and being in religion because religion didn't ever lead me to anything. And each phase that I went through, I learned something because I was on a quest to finding who I was. Now, I'm still in that quest, but I have found, let me tell you what I have found. In order for me to be in connected with the Creator, Yahweh, Elohim, El Shaddai, El Elyon, I cannot be mentally in a religion. I have to be in the core of who I am so I can connect with Him. This is how I found who I was. I understood the importance of prayer. I understood the deepness of His mind, of His intelligence in the Bible. I understood that it's nothing. He never called anybody to go into religion. He just wanted to have a relationship, spiritual relation, a higher connection to His creation. Some people call it this, some people call it, but I'm telling you my own experience. There's things that I have learned from where I was, and there's things that I didn't care for. Because I'm finding who I am. And who I am, I said it last week, it's not my name. My father and mother gave me that name. I am not my Social Security. I am not where I live. I am not the type of job I have. So what happens is, through my life experiences, he was taking me to a higher level of consciousness. Well, you're speaking like the New Age. Well, let me tell you, all religions have a certain amount of truth in it. You take what is good and you take what you don't want. It's called choices. It's choices. Where are you at right now in your thinking pattern? Where are you at in your intelligence? Who do you associate yourself with? How far do you want to come? How far do you want to go in life? Or do you just go to school and you learn some kind of trade, or you learn some kind of profession, and then you go and you work? Really, you're working for others, and you make it. Let's say you're making $200,000 a year, or maybe you're making $50,000 or $1 million. Is that all it is to life? To me, that was not enough. To me, I needed to find who I was. How is it that I go through so much, and then I die, and then, oh yeah, my parents. Well, my parents were just vessels that he used. But I don't go back to my parents. I go back to him. I came from him. I will go back to him. So I needed to know his intelligence. Why? He is the creator. I am the creation. And there was a passion inside of me to learn more about me, to learn about my maker, to learn about my Father in heaven, to learn everything in the universe, whether it comes from space, whether it was religion. And then I was on a quest. And I will be on a quest until the day I die. I'm learning, and how was learning? I have become his disciple. I have become a disciple, a student of life. And where does life come from? Life does not come from my mother or my father. Yep. Life comes from the creator. The creator, that he has created the whole universe. The universe cannot give me what he doesn't want to give me. Because he will not share his glory, not even with the universe. Because we got to give credit where credit is due. Credit is not due in a universe. Credit is not due in a man or a woman or a child. It is due in our maker. It is in our creator. Not in the creation. There's a difference. Because everything, look at this, everything that evolves, that is in this earth, has an intelligence. I said it last week. There's a purpose. Everything that's under the heavens. I was taught, and please, I'm not here against anybody. Please, I really am not. I'm just saying my own experience. I was taught in Catholics religion, in Christianity, and including in Messianic beliefs. For many years, I believe what I'm going to say, but I'm kind of like iffy on that. The meditation was from Satan, was evil, is really bad. Now, let me tell you, I don't do this meditation that you're just completely, no, I don't do that. I don't do that. I go into prayer. Because there's power in prayer. But I also believe as you go deep in prayer, you get to your unconscious mind and you are in the core of who you are, and there you meditate with the divine power, the creator, Yahweh. And you become one with him. When you do this, you are not attached to nothing. You need to be attached to nothing to come to that. That's how I have learned it. And when you do that, what happens is everything that he wants to bless you with just comes naturally. Naturally. In this state of unconscious mind, you cannot be in the ego. You cannot be in the spirit of pride, because he will not allow it. He will not allow it. You can say, I am healthy, I am rich, I'm prosperous, I have wisdom. But if you are not got rid of your pride in the unconscious mind, you will not connect to him, to the source of life. And let me tell you, when you're on this unconscious mind, you are in the core of yourself. Let me tell you what happens. He will. Now imagine the intelligence that the Creator has. When you're in this unconscious mind, he begins to teach you of all access to collective consciousness. And nothing will bother you. You're not going to swear because it just doesn't come natural. You're not going to get angry. You're not going there's no, you're not going to feel anything negative. But let me tell you, it's a process. That this is why as you go on the earth and you begin to live and you don't understand your wife, your husband, your children, your parents, you don't understand the school, you don't understand why you are in debt, you don't understand a lot of things, you're learning. Because I had to learn, you know what I went through to learn to get to this, and I still don't know nothing. But I can tell you today, where I'm at today, I wasn't 10 years ago. And it keeps on getting better. You know why? Because I'm getting closer to the intelligence of my Creator, Yahweh Sabaoth. It's a scary thing to be in the hands of him. Why? Because when you're in his presence, the only thing he wants is pure. And what really makes us really bad is two things. It's our mind, the way we think, and our tongue, the way we talk. Because it's not what we put inside here that matters. It's what comes out of our hearts. Let me continue. Let this mind intelligence be in you. You have the power to create. Listen very carefully. You have the power to create. Do you believe this?
Yes.
I didn't believe this before. Because I was having a struggle. What do you mean that? I'm not a creator. No. I learn through time in prayer, asking him really, because I don't want what anybody tells. I want what he tells me. And believe because he puts it right in front of me. Today I believe that yes, you can create your life. How can this be, Maria? When a man and a woman wants to have a child, what do they say? Let's have a child. What are they doing? What do they do? They have intimacy, and what happens? They begin to create. You're going to tell me that's not creation? What is that? I want to lose weight. And you begin to exercise and you lose weight. What do you call that? Create. I don't want to make $20,000. I want to make $100,000. What do you call that? Speaking to your body to heal your body. It's called create. We have a power. It is an immense power that when you tap into it, nothing will be impossible for you. If he says it, if he's living with you, inside of you, if he is, nothing is impossible for him, why should it be for you? He does not restrain nothing that is good to those that believe in him. You have the power to create whatever it is that you wish to desire. And that power is inside of your mind. Your happiness, wealth, health, education, sadness, misery, joy, peace, money, abundance, wisdom, understanding depends only on you. Let me ask you a question and think about this. When you hear these teachings, do they help you or do they make you worse?
They help you.
Then stop saying, I wish, and start saying, I will. Mistakes are proof that you're trying to stay focused and never give up, never give in, never let go of your dreams, no matter what the struggles in life. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. If you believe, you will succeed. If you believe, you will succeed. If you believe, you will succeed. Stop complaining. This is why you never get out of where you're at. If you believe you will succeed, make it happen. God, Elohim, Yahweh, El Shaddai, the Creator is not going to make anything happen for you. You make it happen for yourself because He has placed in you power of intelligence. Stop taking your intelligence and putting it like a doormat and people walking on it and people telling you what you should say, how you should do, what kind of color you should put in your house, what is this, what is that, how much you should make. He's not going to do that for you. Don't kid yourself. Because the power is inside of you. This is why in religion, most religion don't teach you this. Because they want to control the way you think, the way you should do, the way of this, the way of that. No! He has given you, me, you and I and everybody else, a choice. What is stopping you? Tell me, what is stopping you?
Yourself.
That's right. Nothing. If you want to, listen very carefully. If you want to achieve greatness, stop asking for permission. If you are going through hell right now, don't stop there, please. Keep on going. Become a no-limit person. Israel, when they were in the desert, many were in fear because they didn't know and didn't have a connection with the divine source, Yahweh. Moses did. Anybody can tell you this and can tell you that, but until you feel it, nothing's going to happen. Your success, your happiness, your money, your abundance, whatever it is, does not depend on the Creator. But it depends on you. Well, I'm waiting for Him to do something. He's already done everything. What are you waiting for? He's waiting on you. Listen very carefully. The most mega computer in the world, or in wherever it is, does not even comprehend, does not even come together to actually the most powerful mega computer that you have, and it's in your mind. You have it.
Yep.
You have it. How far up do you wish to go? The skies is a limit. And let me tell you, make a ladder and start climbing it. Higher intelligence mindset has no limits, meaning you will become unstoppable. Nothing will be impossible for you. This is not a motivational thing. This is a true thing because I'm speaking of myself. I am a living person that have lived life like this. I've gone through hell many times, and maybe twice I almost died. But I didn't give up, and I said, I'm coming. Let me tell you, I'm not going to die. This is not my time, blah, blah, blah. And let me tell you, I started speaking to myself. What the mind believes, it will achieve. What is your mind thinking right now? How high do you want to go? Is anything impossible for the Creator? Of course not. Then what should it be for you? You are made in His image and likeness. Do you wish to be do you wish to be a lion among the sheep of this world? Or do you wish to be a sheep among many lions? You are the only person that's holding yourself back. So stop asking, making excuses. Well, this and that. You know what? Cállate la boca. Only you can hold yourself back. Only you can stand your own way. Only you can help yourself. Michael Astravo. If you want it, quit making excuses and get it. Go get it. Life is going to knock you down. Life is not going to be easy at you at times. You are going to have trials and tribulations in your life. Don't kid yourself. So don't complain about it. Get used to that through right now and accept it. And let me tell you, when you are swimming in the ocean, what is it that you do? In the ocean.
Swim.
You get tired, right?
Yep.
What do? You go on your back and you float. When you're going through hard times, you have to learn how to float. Because swimming from where you're at in the ocean to where you're going is a long process. But does it mean that you're not going to get there? Let me tell you this. Understand this. If you've been in the ocean and you have been swimming and you're so tired, really tired, that you cannot go anymore, you get in your bag, you begin to flow, and let me tell you, when you are in your unconscious mind, which means is you are connected to the divine source, Yahweh Sabaoth, He will send you help. He will give you the power. He will give you the intelligence. He will send you help.
Amen.
Oh, I'm all alone. No, you're not. You have never been by yourself because He has always been with you. Footprints in the sand. He has always been with you. Because when you are floating in the ocean, you cannot be in a state of fear. Your mind has to be in a state of love. And that's how you connect to Him. And He will send angels to lift you up and to take you where you need to be, to the other side of the ocean. The other side of the river, the other side of the mountain. And I'm not just saying this, I am proof that I have lived my life like this. And look at where I'm at. Greater is He that is in me than he that is in the world. Everything that we go through life is to learn something. mentally, what have you learned from today, this teaching? What have you learned? What have you learned this week to better yourself? And before you criticize others, why don't you look in the mirror and why don't you see your flaws and better yourself? Don't let others define you. Stand up and think for yourself. Let your voice be heard. Make a difference in your life, in the lives of others around you. Don't ever be anything but yourself, because you are the one that only defines who you are. Well, I'm too fat. Well, lose weight. Well, I'm too skinny. Well, eat more. Well, I'm not sexy enough. Well, do some exercise. Maybe that will help you. Get pretty. I don't know. You have the power to change yourself. And stop going around with a boo-hoo, 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 boo-hoo me. Listen very carefully. The greater the challenges you are assigned in life, the greater you will be awarded. The Creator will not give you challenges you cannot handle. But sometimes the world judges or judgment is wrong. If you do overcome the challenges, you will be awarded priceless gifts such as courage, fearlessness, bravery, just to name a few. And pretty soon I have to leave you, but I'm going to continue. But I'm just going to share this with you, because this is very profound, and now I'm going to go deeper. So you all understand, the world only is 1%. How we think is only 1%. How Yahweh thinks is 99%. Elohim, because we most of the time only think with our 5 senses. Now, since I have to leave very soon with you, the Creator is 99% of all intelligence, divine intelligence, which is the source of wisdom, knowledge, and happiness. Don't you want to be connected to that? 99% of the Creator is the realm of infinite consciousness. Because King Solomon said, there's nothing new under the sun. Now, to get you going and understand this, where am I going? I'm going somewhere. Where is it that I'm going? Oh, here we go. This is for you that are there. How do you reach this kind of consciousness according to the Bible? Please go with me to the book of Acts. The book of Acts, chapter 20, verse number 19. Now, this is, because I only got 5 minutes with you. 20 verse 19. Now, how do we humble ourselves before the Creator, who is the most powerful intelligence of information? When we humble our mind. Look at what it says on Acts chapter number 20 verse 19. Serving Yahweh with humility of mind and with many tears. And temptations which beheld me by the lying and weight of the Jews. Okay, I'm not that. It's your mind. Okay, one more place before I go with you. 1 Peter chapter 5. Now do you understand why the Bible is the number one source of everything? The number one book in the Bible, in the whole world that always sells the most? Now, 1 Peter chapter number 5, verse number 5. Look what it says halfway. For Elohim resisted the proud and give grace to the humble. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Elohim, that he may exalt you. This means spiritually. In due time, casting your cares upon him because he cares about you. Be sober. Be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, is roaring like lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour on the earth. So what does the enemy attack the most?
The mind.
The mind.
The mind.
The battle of the mind. Because our struggle is not through blood, through flesh and blood. It's through what?
The mind.
It's through what?
The mind.
It's through spiritual wickedness in high places. And what is the very first struggle that we have in life? Let me tell you what it is. Philippians chapter 6, verse number 12. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. The very first one. Against principalities. These are powerful entities that came from heaven and knew the mind of Yahweh. Ephesians 6:12. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. The first one, but against principality, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. What was the tree in the Garden of Eden that really brought corruption? The tree of knowledge of good and evil. So how do we submit ourselves? For you out there that are there, because I have to continue. Let me tell you how we do this. We surrender our humble minds to him. What does that mean? Let go of the ego. Let go of your pride. Because when we have pride in our lives, what we project is destruction. It's not love. How do we acquire wisdom, understanding of Yahweh's intelligence? The fear of Yahweh is to hate evil, pride, arrogance, and the evil way, and a forward mouth. And we humble ourselves with what? We're humbling our minds. Because Yahweh doesn't look like us. What the Creator is pure intelligence. This is why it says it is a dreadful thing to be in the hands of the Creator. Why? Because his intelligence is fire. And when you're not humble in his fire, he will consume you. From inside out. You don't come in agreement with him, he will come in agreement with us.
Simple enough.
Never quit on yourself. Don't care. Don't pay attention to how bad it gets. I don't care how long you feel. I don't care if anyone tells you that they don't like you or wish that you die. I don't care if anybody, okay, don't you ever quit on yourself. At those times, it will happen. Look yourself in the mirror and repeat this as you stare at your own eyes. Say this. I will not quit on you ever. You're looking at yourself and you're talking to yourself. I will not quit on you ever. I will not quit on you today or any other day. This will not stop me. I am here for a reason and I still have to work to do. I will not quit on you ever ever, ever. You talk to yourself in the mirror and watch what will happen. And by the way, when you're in prayer, there was many who say to me, oh, you cannot do it in silence. Really? Well, I'm a type of person, I'm like a radar. I'm like a radar. I search and I said, okay, when you in prayer, or any right now, take your 2 fingers and put them on your ears. And just with your tongue, not with your, with your tonsils, begin talking and you can hear yourself. He hears even when we are thinking.
That's true.
It all depends on what kind of thinking mode we are in. And he is a gentleman and he will do what is it that you want. I will give you the desires of your heart.
True.
He created you to be great. I'm not talking about in a sense of pride. You should have pride in yourself, but not the pride that you think you're the last Coca-Cola in the desert. You are meant to excel. He is constantly excelling. There's power inside of you. And wherever it is that you are thinking, that you're aiming at, that's exactly where you will be.
Amen.
Until next time, I have to continue. Shavua Tov. I love everybody from First Yahudin Messianic Temple.